So now we're going to create another cylinder primitive to create the bottom part of this condenser microphone. Now the radius of it should be 30 millimeters, and first we're going to offset it on the minus z axis about minus 83, well, maybe a bit less, 80 minus 78. Yes. And now we're going to change the radius to 30 so it matches the top part. It's going to be indifferent. Now I'm going to the edit mode to select this bottom part as we did the same for the top one and assign a vertex group. And now I'm going to the modifier stack and adding a bevel modifier and changing it to vertex group and selecting the group we've created right now. And I'm making a 2.5 millimeter bevel on this area, and only this area would be affected as the vertex group is selected. Make it 3 millimeters. Now it looks fine. Now selecting this, we're going to set the origin to this area. So we're going to set the cursor to this area, and a new object we will create from S, and that's going to be a circle. And we're going to keep the vertex count of the circle to 100. Okay, make it less, like 80, and change the radius, and we're going to make it 22. It looks too big. Okay, 23, and then we're going to go to the modifier stack, and I'm going to add a screw modifier to it, and I'm going to change the angle to 0 and create a screw of 1.5 millimeters, so it will extrude this geometry, and change the step view and render view to 1. We just need extruded geometry, and I'm going to keep it a little bit downwards on the minus z axis, and then I'm going to add another modifier, which is going to be a solidify modifier, and the thickness would be 0.7, be too much. I'm adding the bevel modifier upon this solidification, so we have really pronounced edges. And I'm going to change the thickness of this on the solidify modifier to 0.35, and I'm creating a bevel on this. And I've added a Boolean modifier on the bottom part and selected this newly created object and cut it the bottom mesh through it. And now we can move this to top cutters and this one to the parts, as this is the bottom part. It's important to create things on their place, to bring things on their side. And I'm going to hide this one. Now you can see how we have used the cutter to cut this area, and we can change it whenever we want, as it is non-destructive modeling. As an intermediate level of modeling, and it's quite useful when you have to make quite a lot of iterations for clients, or you're just creating something by yourself and just concepting throughout. You can change things on the go and doesn't have to make a final decision until you don't want it to. So you can create a lot of iterations with this technique. Add things, remove things, and things will still be non-destructive on the go. It took quite a lot of years of practice and patience and precision to understand what goes right and what goes wrong with this one and how to use it.